Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Hey, welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore for August 21st, 2020. Almost through August, almost two-thirds of the year, way through the year. How about that? So anyway, good morning to you. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday morning. Hey, Friday, right? Anyway, welcome. I'm your host, Brian K. Morris, as you can tell from the introduction. And thanks for watching us, whether you're live or you're watching us on the reruns later on. You also can make sure that you can click on a bell here or something, just like on YouTube, or if you're watching on YouTube, so you get notifications whenever we show up. Okay, we do this 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Central, or 7 a.m. to all you early risers on the West Coast. And I see that I have one. Mark Evan, you're glad to see you here, sir. Longtime fan. Consider yourself gushed over. Anyway, thank you for your kind attentions, everyone. If you're watching this on Facebook or the Rising Tide page on Facebook, or Geek Insider or Indie Vent or my profile page, please give this a like. It helps me with the algorithms. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and tell your friends about what we're doing here, okay? This show is brought to you by geekinsider.com and risingtide.pub, this one here. Anyway, hope you all are having a fantastic Friday morning so far. And we want to welcome Bill Sarden. Glad to see you, my friend. SardenArt76 on Facebook. And who else do we have here? Jessica Johnson. Mwah! Glad to see you as always. And Harley Slavic, a pleasure, my friend. And let's see, I think I got everybody, but anyway, let's get to your comments, because that's the important part from Facebook. Bill Sarden says, TGIF Brian and all the Nevermorians. Glad to have you here, Bill. Check out Bill's page, the artwork of Bill Sarden, where everything old is new again. And David Atkins talks to us from YouTube, says, I want to say a freaktastic Friday to all Nevermorians out there. The surgery did not happen yesterday due to the doctor saying it was not needed. Oh, good. I am having a crown put in. My tooth is safe. Well, good for you. Celebrations all around, and we all approve, especially my buddy there. All right. So anyway, you got reason to celebrate. That's super, David. I am so happy for you. And of course, well, we've got to take down that comment to get the full effect here, because we just added this Stardate Friday. All right, and we are headed towards the weekend here. We're all on the same bus. Yep, creeps and weirdos. Anyway, glad my creeps and weirdos are here. Anyway, glad to have you here. And David, thank you very much for sharing your good news. That is a blessing, man. Way to go. And thank you to everyone who sent your positive prayers and energies to David in time of need. And Jessica Johnson, happy Friday morning to everyone. Mwah to you. And hashtag bring cookie home, says Bill Sarden. I agree. Thank you very much, Bill. She is downstairs making fresh kofefe. We have a monthly meeting here in Lafayette, Indiana. It's a group of entrepreneurs, and publishing is part of it. And it's a good way. I keep saying, find your tribe, people. Find your own circle of Nevermorians. Because those are the people that are going to get you through anything related to any sort of crisis, including the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic. But anyway, thank you very much, Bill, as always. And greetings. Hope everyone is well at harleyslavic.com. Always a pleasure to have you here, Harley. We're doing great. And speaking of doing great things is what the Heroes for Kids out of Perrysville, Missouri is all about. If you want a fantastic group of cosplayers who are using their superpowers to benefit the kids in the community, that's who you got to call. So get a hold of Jessica Johnson. Because her husband, Alani, will admit she's the brains behind the operation. But anyway, they're fantastic people, and they do great things for people who need it the most. And Jessica Johnson also is having is part of a convention next year, the Heroes for Kids convention in Perryville, Missouri. Only 15 minutes away from Chester, Illinois, the home town of Popeye. Anyway, please check that out. And there are still tables available for next year. I will be there as one of the guests, and so will Amy Hale and and Eric Hawkins and a whole bunch of really cool people. And Harley Slavic is also on YouTube as well as Twitter. Check them out. Very, very good. And there she is, Teresa Dunn. Mwah, from YouTube. Good morning, Brian and fellow Furthermorians. I am so glad to see you here, Teresa. Sorry I didn't have time to say hello to you this morning. But anyway, glad to see you here. And Teresa's rapidly getting the production done on the second book of Poetry Expressions, I'm glad to say. And Paul Isra says, good morning, Brian, and all I am writing while I am listening to you. Well, Paul, I hope we provide some sort of inspiration and comfort to you, my friend. Hope you are having a great morning. And Paul, did I see correctly? You are going to be in a book, a magazine soon from Stormgate Press. Do my eyes deceive me? And everybody, please, if you're here live, please put in a link to your business, your creative endeavor, your convention, whether it's in person or virtual, your Kickstarter campaign, whatever, or a charity that's close to your heart. That means a lot to us. Please put it in. Everyone watching, please check out these links, all right? Because people are doing some incredibly creative things and some things that benefit the community as well. So please check them out and please support independent creation. David Atkins says, got reminded today for people to be the person that would be worthy of Lassie and Benji saving. Well, it's good to know if I ever fall in a well. Thank you, sweetheart. Why, here she comes with the saving. Yes, she has come. Oh, isn't she a darling? Mwah, love you, honey. Oh, hi, hon. Love you too.
Where's the space for this one?
Here you go. Tell you what.
No, it's right here.
You got it? Okay. Oh, good idea. Okay, cool. I get more covfefe.
Yes.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
You've made your contribution to today's broadcast.
And society.
And society, yes. You've saved at least one wino from getting killed and being put in the basement. Anyway. Oh, I'm so happy now. Anyway, I'm happy. Let's continue with David. Sorry, David. You understand, man. I had to pause for something important. Anyway, got reminded today for people to be the person that would be worthy of Lassie and Benji saving and be the human who could make singing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang a choir chorus in a Walmart. Oh, man, that would be so fun to do. It's like a flash thing. Oh, that's a good idea, David. I like that. I love the sentiment, man. And I'm glad you're on the upside today, man. It is always a joy to see you happy again, my friend. It really is. And Harley Slavic says, for all you Godzilla fans, check out the Godzilla products there at harleyslavic.com. All right. And still feeling a bit under the weather, but I am to watch you. Yes, you are to watch me, Teresa. You don't know what I'm up to. God knows I don't know what I'm up to, except around 185 pounds or 285 pounds. But anyway, but no, I'm glad you're feeling better, hon. Teresa was not feeling well yesterday, and we're glad to see you on the mend, honey. All right. And we'll talk to you later today, I promise. And place special orders with Harley Slavic at harleyslavic.com using the contact tab, and he will do his best to find what you're looking for. All right. And there's a good man, a very talented artist, Jeffrey Hayes. Glad to see you as always, sir. Good morning, Brian, and all in the grand land of Nevermore, arting while listening. I'm glad you specified that. And check out plasmafiregraphics.com. I did. And I'm pretty darned impressed with it. I really am. Jeffrey, I'm looking forward to working with you, my brother. And thank you for sharing your link. Also, if you have a Facebook art page, please share that too. Everybody, check out Jeffrey's work and tell him how awesome he is. I have. And it shouldn't just be me telling him how amazing he is. Oh, he is amazing. And speaking of amazing and talking about great artists, this coming Tuesday on Clever Title Pending, or actually a week from Tuesday, we're going to have a great artist named Clayton Merwin who shows up on the show frequently. He is in the new pulp vein. He has just recently, he's finished the recent cover to the most recent, I'm using that word a lot, I don't know why. You can tell I had like 1 minute of prep for this show today. Anyway, brand new Captain Hawkland book by Charles F. Milhouse. It looks to be a sweetie, and you take a look at that cover. That is just freaking gorgeous. Anyway, Clayton will be our guest a week from Tuesday, and this coming Tuesday at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central on Clever Title Pending, we'll be featuring the one, the only Jason Nugent. He is a great guy. a great writer, and he's also a USA Today best-selling author. I am so proud of that guy. And anyway, he will be on the show, and we're also booking people, so we're don't be surprised if I reach out and seize you. Anyway, I seize Harley Slavic there, and he says happy birthday to all the August birthdays out there from all of us at Harley Slavic and HarleySlavic.com. Well, thank you very much, and happy birthday to everyone. And Jessica Johnson, since we haven't been able to get out and do our normal fundraising, we have a post and link on our Heroes for Kids page offering signed photos, video messages, character chibis, FaceTime calls, and combo sets as a way to continue our fundraising efforts. Jessica, that is brilliant. Oh my God. I owe you an extra hug. I really do. That is brilliant. And the funny, like I said, Cookie and I just came back from our monthly networking group, and it's a group of entrepreneurs who are different disciplines. We have one who's the guy who leads us. He's a big real estate guy in this area, and also we have a lady who sells insurance, another man who's an actor and wine seller and author, and various other people of different disciplines. Another lady who is in the outreach portion of our local public broadcasting station, and all kinds of really cool people with great ideas. And we always come back fired up and taking notes. And today is no exception. One of the things that we talked about today was finding ways to do what we do outside of the norm, which a lot of people, one thing that has really startled me about the Peter pandemic right now is how many people have all of their eggs in one basket, and how this whole crisis has kept them from making money from what they love doing. I know a number of people who sold products at conventions and only at conventions, and of course, like myself, some people haven't had any conventions to go to. They would do like 3 or 4 big ones and have that be their nut for the year, but they can't do that. And we, of course, we have like this year we had we gave ourselves a lighter schedule, but I still had probably around 24 shows, and I've only been to 3 of them this year, and they all ended in early February. Since then, I've not been to a live show, and my next one, the next one that could come off is in early October at Big River Comic Con. Go to brcchannibal.com and check out their guest lists. Amy Hale and Eric Hawkins and Teresa Dunn and I will be there. Anyway, but no, Jessica, I'm so proud of you for figuring out a way to make that work, and I'm going to make my way on there. And Jessica, if you're still listening, I know I'm running behind on comments, but if you're still listening, please share that information on my page, and I will get it onto Rising Tide. And I urge everyone, please share that information. That's something I don't do enough on here. If you see somebody who you think deserves a little bit more attention, you know what you can do? You don't have to send them money. You really don't. But what you can do, and all this takes is a few seconds time, is share their message. You see how I'm always sharing messages from people that need some promotional help on my page and on Rising Tide. Why don't you turn yours into Rising Tide too? Like if I post, for instance, if I post something about one of my books, please share it. I would be appreciative. I really would. And so would the people whose information you are sharing. And please share Jessica Johnson's message on how to help the kids in the community and other worthwhile projects through Heroes for Kids. Bill Sarton says, join the far out and groovy people by clicking on Facebook's page, Sarton Art 76, the artwork of Bill Sarton, for fun and frivolity from yesteryear. His daily warm-up sketches will amaze and leave you laughing while filling your heart with love. So check out the artwork of Bill Sarton, where everything old is new again. Excellent, Bill. Perfect copy there. Brief and to the point. And we got a whole bunch of comments here. Let's get caught up with Douglas Deck. Good to see you. And Duggar50.wordpress.com. Some writing blog fun. Definitely check that out. That's great, Douglas. Thank you. And Brian Rodman, glad to see you here this morning, my friend. And good morning, my fellow Brian. Good morning to you, my fellow Brian, who spells his first name correctly. Thank you for your support on the Kickstarter for Memoirs of an Angel. We finished very strong yesterday after meeting our 3rd stretch goal. Woohoo! All right. That woohoo is not just from Brian, but it's from Brian too. Definitely leave a link, Brian. I got to give you guys some love, okay? Not just and you see, that's the thing. You see, we shared Brian's message. We shared Brian's message, and look what happened. You know, and you Nevermorians are amazing. You really are. I've been telling people you guys are good for some serious support in terms of sharing messages and in also backing a number of really worthwhile projects. And I'm really proud of you guys. I don't tell you that enough. I really am. You guys are sensational. You really are. So anyway, Paulus Roof says, yes, I am, along with some great writers, called Tales of the Weird and the Strange, created and edited by Lawrence Everett. I am going to get me a copy of that because that sounds like a cool book. Pardon me. I hope you're wearing your masks, people. Anyway, good morning, Nevermorians. Rick Bradley, good to see you, my man. Hope you are doing well. And we've got some more comments, and you are piling them on. I love to see that. Harley Slavic says, if you want to know the struggle, try quitting caffeine. Have to quit for health reasons. I have to drink it for health reasons. Otherwise, I'm gonna kill me a person. I'm gonna kill a person if I don't get my caffeine. Oh, I've just saved a life right there. Do you understand? One of you will live today, and it's thanks to Cookie making me coffee. And morning, finished my webcomic last night. Philip Thompson, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I love that you're making forward progress, Philip. You're doing great. And Paul S. Ruff says, good morning to Rick Bradley, and good morning, Multiverse from John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Check out all that man's into. He is amazing, John. I got to say, you are, I hope this will get you through your day, but you inspired me. I am doing something with my Patreon account, and you are among my inspirations there to finally figure out what I'm doing there. So anyway, in a while, we're gonna be launching a promotion to really get our Patreon page going. We've had it, but I don't push it because I haven't really had much to offer you guys and gals. So, but we are seeding it now. So anyway. And congratulations to all creators on your success. Harley Slavic, I agree with you completely, brother. I agree. This is an amazing place where I see your creativity and you interacting with each other. And I think that is fantastic. And we are joined by Amy Hale. Mwah, Amy, always a delight to have you here, my sweet. And Joe McKeel, mwah to you. Always a pleasure to have you here, my sweet. Anyway, Joe McKeel had a wonderful show last night, Stupid O'Clock. And if you missed last night, you can watch it on the reruns. And if you want to get it fresh, and who doesn't want it fresh, check him out on Saturday, this coming Saturday, on the Stupid O'Clock page on Facebook and on YouTube, where he and his friends will have that after convention hours conversation that we all love having with each other, where the conversation does and can go anywhere. Great group of friends there, and you can be one of them. That's Stupid O'Clock, Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and also on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock because it's a school night. Anyway, John B. Pica says, did you recently have a recent incident? Recently? What? Yeah, recently I did. I think I didn't have that. I had that recent enema, and apparently I thought it was Reese's Pieces, but that's another thing for another time when Christian Basil can be here. But anyway, no, I had a recent enema, and now I just can't get it out of my system. You know what I'm saying? But this is a recent thing, and I'm sure, like most enemas, it will pass. David Atkins, need advice for a castle construct. Large castles have a reception, a foyer, a ballroom, a dining room, and a family room, bedrooms, game room, wine cellar, pantry. What am I missing besides an aviary? Turrets for defense. Turrets, a moat, a drawbridge. Sometimes, I'm sure if they had the wherewithal to make one, and the moat. Also, you gotta have secret walkways and secret rooms, and probably a dungeon. A dungeon would be good. But anyone else have ideas for David's castle? That would be cool. And Jeffrey Hayes, you are too kind. I am not, Jeffrey. I am evil and loathsome. And when I say somebody's good, that is a clue that you are awesome. Can't wait to work together as well. Same here, man. I am so excited. And thank you to Charles F. Millhouse for putting us together. And check it out on Facebook, Plasma Fire Graphics. Check out the work of Jeffrey Hayes. And the man does commissions. Seriously. And you need to hook up with him. He is great, except when I need my stuff. Then get the hell out of my way because I want my cover done immediately. Okay, I'm not into this waiting thing. And Tina McHenry is here. Tina, mwah, glad to see you, and congratulations on a successful campaign, you and Rodney Pike, for Roadkill Rampage. I'm looking forward to getting it. It's been, 12 hours? I don't have my book yet. What the hell's going on? Anyway, just wanted to say hello to you because I saw your name pop up there. And Harley Slavic says, check out our Twitter page. Yes, be kind and check out his Twitter page. Rick Bradley has his copy here, and it says as follows. Marvin Carter is in pretty good shape. He takes martial arts classes and exercises on the regular, but will a solid front kick work against a giant tree monster whose bark barely contains a tentacled monstrosity? Find out in Rick Bradley's introduction to his Eden Falls trilogy, Marvin's Night Out, available in digital and paperback form on Amazon.com. Please check that out. It started out strong. We want you to keep that momentum thing going for the guy, okay? Anyway, it's going to be a great book. I can't wait to get my copy eventually. John B. Pica, okay, I did the thing. I took the plunge and started an Indiegogo to raise money specifically to hire a professional letterer and colorist to properly format. Oh, excuse me, I read that wrong. I missed the sweet spot in my bifocals. And a colorist to properly format and reformat for print publication. Based on looking around, I set the goal at $2,000. That's a very good thing, John. And the nice thing is, since you're on Indiegogo, and you know this is just more for everyone else, Indiegogo, unlike Kickstarter, is not all or nothing. Whatever, if John raises $2,000 and he only gets a $19.95, he gets that $19.95. Whereas Kickstarter would say, "Sorry, you didn't make your goal," minus whatever administrative fees they are, which work out to around 10% ish. Okay, but yeah, and also the thing is, if he makes his goal, he can also. If he had a legit, like a product to sell, such as the finished book, he could set up a store for it and take orders that way. Eric Hawkins and Luke Stone have done so very profitably that way. So anyway, John, that's great, fantastic. And if your colorist needs a flatter, and if you don't know what it is, ask me. But otherwise, if they need a flatter, Cookie is pretty good at it, and she's not incredibly fast, but she's talented. Still figuring out how to share the URL. God, I don't know how it works for. Here's what I do, John, on these really long addresses. For the URL, I go to Bitly. Okay, you see me frequently using Bitly for, say, my newsletter address, which is bit.ly/RSNG capital TD 01, which is Rising Tide 1. It's Rising Tide without the vowels, 01. So anyway, I take those long addresses and I run it through Bitly to make them more Twitter friendly. So that is just a suggestion if you haven't thought of it yet. And holy carp, just had someone show up unexpectedly. We'll return once they are gone. Cheers, Jeffrey. You entertain that people kick their butts out of your house because you have a vlog to listen to. And anyway, good to see you, Jeffrey. Check out Jeffrey's work. He is breathtakingly talented. And Rick Bradley, it's too recently to say, John, but we will inform you recently. Okay, well, that's a recent development. Harley Slavic, my muscles tense up to do my CP as they are tight as a result of, and caffeine makes it worse. Oh, yeah. Chest pain along with breathing difficulty is what it causes. Eek. Oh, yeah, you stay away from the coffee, or at least switch to decaf if you can. It also makes anxiety worse. My anxiety comes from the DTs and all the shakes I get when I try to give it up. I have decaffeinated twice in my life. And the one thing, I get tired of the song Cold Turkey by John Lennon running through my head. The minute I make that decision that I'm decaffeinating, I suddenly hear Cold Turkey by John Lennon, which is a song about him shaking his heroin addiction. And all I hear, and all I really hear, not so much the lyrics, but the screaming at the end. And that's the same screaming that goes on with me when I give up coffee. So for your sake, I'm drinking it. You're welcome, okay? But there are many, many good brands of decaf with the same full, rich flavor as regular. So keep that in mind. If Cookie has trouble with decaf, it causes heart palpitations in her. So she limits herself to 1 cup a day. And so we try to make it a good cup so she enjoys it. But there's also great teas out there too. John B. Pica says, I went off on my drive time live this AM about the ignorance and disinformation about Mulan on Disney Plus and Cuties on Netflix. I'm fired up this AM. Uh-oh, John. All right. Oh, is this going to be controversial? Is this going to cause crap? Is this something we need to hear? Because I was at a meeting. I didn't get to watch your drive time live, which y'all should check out. John's very entertaining as he's driving to work and risking traffic laws to broadcast. I found, this is just a little aside here. I think it was yesterday. You know how Facebook gives you, like 3 years ago, this is the post you made, or 5 years ago, here's the video you shared. Well, it shared one video I had made. I was on my way to Silcon. I think this was like about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Excuse me. And for a while, I was doing like, videos from the road as I was driving. Now I had my phone in a convenient spot and my eyes on the road, and I always did it when there were no cars around whatsoever. And as long as I could get some sort of carrier signal. Well, I got all kinds of crap. Well, what are you doing that for? Why are you broadcasting while you're driving? That's not safe. And I was like, it's about as safe as it's going to get. Because I'm a great big chicken. So, but I hope you don't get the nonsense I did. Everybody, it's like, I guess I just didn't want to hear it was probably the thing. And so that makes me want to do it all the more. So let's see. We got so many cool people in the queue. I got to catch up to them. On a dare, Sam explores an old house that supposedly was the scene of the grisly murder of a family. He found a little blue marble for proof he was there. After getting home and shining the marble under his light, faces could be seen. Faces in horrible pain. But that's just his imagination, right? Right? Find out in Rick Bradley's first published work, The Marble, in the horror anthology The Nightmare Collective from Neil Leaf Press. You can pick that up on Amazon at that address there in digital and paperback form. I think it's like 99. Last time I looked, it was 99 cents for the digital and $10 for the paperback. By the way, if you want to learn more about Neil Leaf Press and see where Rick Bradley made a young lady cry, shame on you, Rick Bradley, you cad. Anyway, we had Jen Thompson, the editor and publisher and contributor to the Nightmare Collective, a fine book of superlative horror fiction, which, yes, I still have it here. I haven't put it up yet. This is the book, Nightmare Collective. Isn't that beautiful? And look at that lineup of talent there. Jennifer Thompson, that's Jen Thompson, Jolene Naylor, Lou Whitley, Brian K. Morris, Douglas Deck, Cassie Albee, Joshua Howell, and Rick Bradley. Yes, Rick Bradley, his first published work. I'm so proud of the boy. And Rick has come a long way in 1 year. I got to brag on him. He got some good advice from Amy Hale and Kathy Jackson and other people, and he ran with it. And within 4 months, or not even 4 months, August, about 3 months of making the commitment to becoming a writer, he got his first published work in the Nightmare Collective, and it's a really good story. I'm really proud of him. And then he has got his first novel out within a year. OMG, how cool, Rick. I am proud of you, brother. I'm so proud of you. Anyway, we had Jen Thompson last Tuesday on Clever Title Pending. Please check that show out. It was fun. It was so much fun, and Jen will be back on the show very, very soon. I gotta get some of my older guests like Charles F. Millhouse and Bobby Nash and Amy Hale and definitely Jen Thompson to come back. And you too, Rick Bradley. We're going to get you back on there, all right? And Harley Slavic, check out this comic from Travis Gibb, and that's Broke Down 4 Dead Bodies, a fine book. If you liked the original Miami Vice, it's got that kind of vibe to it. It's really fun. And greetings from from the stupid side of things. Well, Joe McKeely, when you're being stupid, you're in your safe space here, brother. Good to see you, Joe, and looking forward to your next broadcast as always. And Joe, I gotta reach out to you. I would like to have you on an episode of Clever Title Pending as part of a panel on broadcasting. I will be reaching out to you soon. And John B. Pica, caffeine is my only vice. True. Yeah, I tell people that I've got all the bad habits I can handle. I don't smoke. I haven't smoked in long enough that the actuary tables don't count it. I've got a cigar I may take a puff of though, because it was a gift and they want me to do it. So we'll see what happens. It's probably a Russian plot to poison me, but no, I'm living healthier now. I really have. I did a blood test about 3 weeks ago, and it turned out my cholesterol is normal. All of my chemicals are in the right range. I want to increase my good cholesterol, and I'm working on that. But otherwise, I've been taking care of myself. I've lost about 35 pounds in the last year and a half. And although it doesn't show, I'm glad to say it's a stealth diet. It doesn't show. So anyway, John, I hope if caffeine's your only vice, then I think you're doing good, my friend, and I'm glad to see that. And good morning, Paul from Rick Bradley and Tina McHenry. Good morning to you, darling, and happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, sweetie. Kickstarter wrapped last night. We finished out just under $3,000, so we didn't unlock that last stretch goal, but we had 101 backers. Beautiful. Woohoo! Yes, I agree. Thank you to Brian and everyone for the shares, love, and support. We could not have done it without you. Well, thank you. And thank Rodney for putting out a superior product and being awesome people worth promoting. Okay. That goes for both you, Tina. Huge hugs. If we ever meet in person, oh my God, I'm going to squeeze you like an anaconda. I owe you so many hugs. Anyway, now we are back to pushing all our stuff at hasm.com. Thank you to everyone again and again. Thank you, Tina, for this. I'm really looking forward to that book. It looks beautiful. Tina, a little advice, if you don't mind. You could consider, say, a couple, however close you came to your overall goal, for that last stretch goal. Because here's something Eric Hawkins did, and he's not shy about sharing it, so I don't think he'll mind if I do, or he just will mind because it's me. But no, and I've seen other people do that when they don't reach their stretch goal. You can list how much you made on Kickstarter and then tell people this is to unlock that final stretch goal. And you offer your comic on there on a very short campaign, say about 2 weeks or so. And if you make let's say you needed $200 to get to your stretch goal, you put up I want $200, and here's the options I am giving. You can list the same levels that you had on Kickstarter. In fact, I think you can import that. Eric Hawkins would be the person to talk to about that. Tell him I sent you, Tina. And he will mock me, and then he will give you the good answers. But anyway, what he did was he came within, call it about $200 of his overall final stretch goal level. And he just put in a campaign to make that much money, and two good effects. One, he combined the two and made that final stretch goal. He tallied up all the money, made it all count for one. So Indiegogo finished off the project. And because he made his nut there, he made his goal on Indiegogo, he was able to set up like a virtual store where people can order after the campaign is over. So there's something to do. And also, Tina, there are some people, for whatever reason, don't want to deal with Kickstarter. By the same token, there are people that are Kickstarter exclusive, and Indiegogo just might as well not exist for these people. And so, it's a good way to tap into an audience that maybe will not have seen you from Kickstarter. So you and Rodney ought to consider that and move quickly on it, okay? And because you need more to do, right? And John B. Pica, that means a lot, Brian. Well, John, you mean a lot to me, man. Seriously, you are an inspiration. That's the thing a lot of you don't know, because you don't get told that you're an inspiration to people. When people see somebody like Harley working so hard to open up a real brick and mortar store, or see Rick Bradley publishing his first novel within a year, or Tina, who is just such a positive, energetic personality who's risking her very employment to hear the show, to see her pushing for Rodney. And, I love seeing couples get involved with this. I'm part of a couples that get involved with the creative aspects too, right? It's good to see this, and it and you guys are so rising tide. I see you sharing, like Tina said, I see you sharing, I see you promoting, I see you contributing to other people. And that's what Rising Tide's about. I never wanted to sound like this is a cult and I'm your Jim Jones, okay? I never want that. But it's something that I think I think I'm attracted to a lot of you because you have been doing it all along. You just didn't have a name for it. But Rising Tide is looking out for other people, and it's not me. It's not me saying, okay, I'm the best here at it, and y'all need to support me. I think you can tell when people come on here and they're not genuine. But I really believe this, that if we look out for each other, we all get looked out for. And we all rise together. We all inspire each other. We all give each other ideas. We all share best practices, and it's just a great community of Nevermorians. And I'm so proud of you guys. And John, seriously, you are an inspiration. You are a hustler in the best possible sense. You are a multifaceted entertainer, in words, in actions, and you put the pedal to the metal, man. So seriously, you are an inspiration. And so is Randy Zimmerman, who is an amazing artist and creator and great broadcaster. Check out Indie Volt nightly at 9 o'clock, because they've been having a lot of special evenings, and you never know what Indie Volt's going to do. Also, Thursday morning coffee. And I understand you may be starting a Sunday coffee show. That sounds really cool. Anyway, Randy is drawing monkeys and listening to the Furthermore. Randy, we are always delighted to have you on here. And if you ever want to, if it weren't bashing up against Indie Volt, we would probably ask you and Barry on here. I'd love to get you guys on here. And it says, anyway, and I was right. I was listening last night, Randy. See, I was paying attention. Anyway, Randy is drawing monkeys. We're not here to judge, okay? Don't get on Randy's case about his monkey thing. Anyway, and listening to the Furthermore, I will be hosting a new program on Indie Volt on Sundays, 9 a.m. called the Sunday Funnies. I'll be talking about the lighter side of comics with fun discussion about funny books, comic strips, and all the like. Love you, buddy. Brother, I love you too, man. Seriously. Randy, you are also an inspiration. I kind of, half teasingly, I'm going through my comic collection and paring it down, and I see Randy's name in so many great books that when I was a dealer back in the day, and I heard you talking the other day about like Caliber and Arrow and Now Comics and all of those companies from the 80s and Comico. It's amazing how many conversations I start just saying, how many people I am now friends with that worked at Comico or First Comics. I got on Mike Gold's good side because he attended the Southern Illinois University, and their team is called the Salukis. And I interviewed him for Back Issue Magazine about 15 years ago, and in an article about Grimjack, one of my favorite comics ever. And he mentioned going to Southern Illinois University, and I made a comment, oh yeah, the Salukis are doing pretty good this year. Their basketball team's doing really good. And he just stopped and he goes, I've been doing interviews for 25 years, and you are the first person that knew what the hell a Saluki was. And we really had a great conversation. But anyway, if you want great conversation, tune into Indie Volt. Great stuff on there. Great guests, and the great Randy Zimmerman. And Randy, I agree with you 1,000% about that dealer the other day. They get mail. They get letters. They get stacks and stacks of letters at Indie Volt, and one of them was from a retailer. And I admit that I had kind of ground my gears too. This one retailer, who just gave his first name, not his shop name or where he was located, said that basically the downturn in sales and the general harm to the overall comics industry is because of independent comics and crowdfunding. Okay, and Randy had a beautiful rant. My only complaint, Randy, was that you weren't virulent enough. You were not yelling enough. You should have been like stamping the ground, and screaming. Because that's kind of how I felt. If anything, I think we saved a lot of shops. Okay, because when the big companies were saying pencils down and Diamond refused to pay their bills, and was putting everyone on hold, the independent community rose up and reached out to shops and say, hey, listen, you want product? We got product. Okay. So, so I'm following this with interest, Randy. I'm looking forward to seeing a positive show. I'm going to have to check you out, good man. And definitely, Randy, when you and Varian are ready, feel free to put it notice on my page, okay? And I will share it on Rising Tide, all right? Um, and we'll go on from there, Randy. Thank you for being here, brother. Seriously, and thank you. Love you too, man. Seriously. I really do. It means a lot to me too. And Jessica Johnson says, try working customer service at a big box store without being able to have caffeine while working. I cannot. Jessica Johnson, I remember when I worked for the water company, I actually got permission on a state level to have my own coffee maker in my office because the communal coffee pot was not brewing it strong enough for me. And I went to like the president of Illinois American Water and said, listen, can I have my own coffee pot in my office? And I will go above your head if I need to, because I knew the vice president of the company personally. And she said, no word, Brian can have his own coffee pot. So everybody was happy about that except the OSHA guy. He said, "You're gonna have you're gonna need defib if you keep drinking that stuff." I said, "Brother, this stuff is defib. You can just pour it on me, and my heart will start again." So anyway, Jessica, I feel your pain, sister. I feel your pain acutely. And Joe McKeel said, "If anyone wants to come on with us, give me a shout." Yeah, definitely. It's a great environment. I love those guys. I've got to get some time. I will come back. I will come back on the show. I've attended a few shows in the Peanut Gallery, but I definitely want to come back. I really do, Joe, and I'll let you know when I can get the time. Harley Slavic, remember to support your small businesses, even support franchises, as those are owned by individuals and not corporate themselves. Yeah, that's true. A lot of them are franchises. I do know that Cracker Barrel is a corporate, that they have managers, but they don't have local ownership. So I just learned this from Cookie working there. But anyway, yeah, definitely support your local dealers because the money does come back to the community and will benefit you in some way, somehow. Rick Bradley says, if you get the Tales of the Weird and Strange by Lawrence Everett, not only will you get a great story by Paul Ruff, you'll also get a story by Rick Bradley based on the legend of the mud monster of Murfreesboro. Keep your eye peeled for its release. It's going to be exciting. Love it. Anyway, John B. Pica, and proud of you, Rick. Speaking of Patreon, and we were, so I tell John B. Pica, I posted the work in progress so far on the official handbook of the Decoverse. It's only 3/5 of the way done, but I keep talking about it, so I went ahead and made the current 169 pages and 46,000 words available as a Patreon exclusive. Beautiful, John. That is beautiful. I love seeing it. See? That's the stuff. And there's a sneak peek under the hood. Oh, yeah. I love getting my hands under the hood, if you know what I mean. And remember, folks, we're going to have a good time. Remember, folks, smile. It's Friday. All right. And do we all agree on that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do. Anyway, back to your amazing comments. John B. Pica says you can check out all the stuff he's been talking about, including that incredible reference work for the Tales of the Decoverse at patreon.com/impossibilist. Beautiful. Harley Slavic says Lookout Towers also a seller. Oh, good. Yeah, for what David Atkins was mentioning about the castle. Yeah, you got to have a cellar because that's where you'll keep your wine for one thing. And also that's where you can have your secret room. That's where the dungeon comes in. And what you do in the dungeon stays in the dungeon. Anyway, David Atkins, in my research for the castle, I got much of my references from Montezuma's castle. I had his revenge one time. It's all right. It all came out in the end. For those who do not know, he had it built on a cliff. This pirate did it similar, but set traps to stop intruders. Oh, very cool. And who have we here but the one, the only Gordon Kessler. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Gordon. Haven't seen you in ages. Great to be on with you. It's great to have you back, sir. How is your summer progressing? I hope you are staying healthy and well, my friend. And go to gkispy.com. Gordon is a former scout for the petroleum industry. Scout means industrial spy, and he has translated this into a series of amazingly good reads called Espionage Scout. Check them out on Amazon and go to GKI Spy for all things Gordon Kessler because he's amazing and I'm a really great guy. And Michaela J, mwah, so glad to see you, sweetie. I'm at work having a fantastic Friday. Hey, all, what's up? Well, we are here waiting for you, Michaela. I don't know where I don't know where Christian is. Christian's probably realizing he can't get on here right now, and of course, reacting appropriately. But we're glad you're here, Michaela. We love you. And let's see. Yeah, we've been putting some more stuff in here that we probably shouldn't. But since Christian isn't here, let's take a quick pause for the cause. And here's a show. If you're a Doctor Who fan, I really recommend you check out.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
So become part of the legend. Check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. You will love that show.
So let's go.
Ooh.
Oh.
My nippies got hurt.
Some of us more than others, apparently. But anyway, let's get back to your comments. David Atkins, much worse is the idea that pirates are very intelligent with traps and deers with their works in sailing ships and more. Those men are very cunning with what they have. The book is so much fun in studies. Yeah. Research. For me, research for a lot of books is really half the fun of creating it. I agree. It sounds really groovy. Paul Ruff says, just shared this show. Have you yet? Let's get this show worldwide. That would be awesome. Paul, I saw that you shared it. Thank you, brother. I do appreciate it. Please share this show because there are a lot of people like Harley and John and Jessica and heck, Christian, everybody doing some amazing things. And the best way you can support people, aside from buying their works, and this is the gift that keeps on giving. Leave a review wherever you can. Just takes a few seconds, really. And I've got a book about that you can get on Amazon and Smashwords. Amazon book reviews made less impossible, and it is a quick read. It's only about 20 pages. We've had a little slowdown in production because of the My Sharona Miley Cyrus escapade, but we are planning to get a physical copy of that book out before the end of the year with any luck, possibly at the worst next spring. But anyway, check that out, please. And please share this show because other friends of yours may dig what we're doing here, and they'll also be seeing your promotion, all right? So keep that in mind. All right. And John B. Pica, the cons being shut down hasn't been a total waste. Yesterday, I had an epiphany. I decided, Rick Bradley, thank you very much. And to John B. Pica and the 4 other people who have shared this video, thank you, my friends. It is so appreciated. From the heart, I'm telling you, it is appreciated. I mean that sincerely. Anyway, the cons being shut down hasn't been a total waste, says John B. Pica. Yesterday, I had an epiphany. I decided to rebrand and republish my magic book as a League of Impossibles training guide. Oh my God. John, I just got a tingle up and down the spine. That is, oh man, Secrets of the Impossible. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Easy to master magic to amaze friends and foes. And thank you, Nick Tockard, for sharing the show. Much appreciated. Easy to master magic to amaze friends and foes. It'll be on Amazon on Monday, and of course, any upcoming cons. John, you know the drill, man. Share that on my page. I'll get it on the Rising Tide if you can't. If some people have had a little aside here. John, this is not to diminish this. Man, I'm excited. I gotta get me a copy of that. That's beautiful, John. Brilliant. Seriously, man. And that's something we talked about at the networking meeting this morning. How many of us have seen this adversity, and some people are, just start like throwing up their hands and crying that they can't make a living. And yet, John, look at what you did, man. Just look at what you did. That's, oh my God. I'm seriously, I'm breathless thinking about it, or I'm about to have a stroke, one of the two. But anyway, when you get that, John, when you get that link, please share it on my page. And anyway, going back to Rising Tide, I keep telling some people, if you ask permission, I will let you promote on the Rising Tide publications page to reach a new audience. I do ask that you give it a like. I do ask that if you haven't already. But some people can get on there right now and some people can't, and I haven't figured it out yet. So if anyone has any difficulty, if I give you permission to post there and you have trouble getting on there, let me know. I think it may have to do with, I think it was on the old, well, thank you, Harley. Thank you for mentioning us. It has to do with whether you own a page or not, because I think if you're an administrator or owner of certain type of page, you can also have a limited amount of extra privileges on other pages. I keep getting notices, for pages I haven't been to in years. So and so needs approval to join. It's like, that's nice. I don't feel I should, but no, John, that's, oh my God, you're a freaking genius, dude. You really are. David Atkins says one thing that is much worse in this study is how many people are thieves and trying to find gold and treasures lost in the seas and waters. Gold is the least valuable thing that these guys want. Yeah, oxygen is real good. Food, fresh water. Yeah, it's you see the stories, especially in the old comics, like the pre-hero Marvels, where somebody gets like a bag of gold and they're trudging across like the moon or something, and they can't even draw a full breath, and they're carrying enough wealth to buy a small nation. You find out what's really important in life. David Atkinson, one of the biggest finds in deep sea exploration, the most valuable things to find are the bell, the flags, the captain's log, some of the cannons, because what others see as valuable. That's true. Gold is, currency is interesting because it is a historical record of sorts, but you're right. It's like finding all the other stuff that tell us more about those older eras. That's what's really valuable. And Harley Sivak explains why I want Popeyes after watching your show. I'm working it up, Harley, so what you need is a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, John B. Bike said that's an example of creating bonus material or spin-off material. Since I perform magic as vendortainment at cons, I like that term, it is a no-brainer way to increase revenue. That's a freaking brilliant thing. And, I'm doing something like that because at the end of my Patreon seeding, and I've got an idea for another project I want to do. Once I get done with my Patreon seating, and people will come on there and they'll see I have already stuff of value to offer. I want to start a chapter of a book that I'm actually pantsing. And it involves a revival of a public domain character, but with a twist. I only found out last night that one other person has approached the basic concept of it. But I am using my usual conspiracy theory twists on it, and I hope you'll find it entertaining. Plus, there are a number of and I had this idea before we talked about your history of the Decoverse, but it's something I've wanted to do for some characters about creating like a handbook sort of thing. So anyway, and it's based on something I will be working on soon. So anyway, John, as always, man, you're like me, I think. You stumble a little, you're a weeble, you wobble, but you don't fall. And that's the important part. And Tina McInnery says he is still $97 away from funding with only 4 hours to go. There is that Kickstarter address, folks. Rodney Fike only needs $97 to make his overall goal. I thought we were over there, Tina, but anyway, if we've got 4 hours to go, it is 10:55 a.m. Eastern Time, August 21st, 2020. Of course, if you're seeing this 10 years in the future, sorry, you missed out. But anyway, Nevermorians, please check out that link. Tina, put that on my page. I will do my best to share it in the time remaining, although I'm going to be gone this afternoon. But anyway, let's see if we can't get Tina and Rodney up to that last goal, because if it means I get more stuff, all right, because I pledged. And if I'm pledging, you know how tight I am, and you know how short a leash Cookie has me on. So anyway, it's going to be good. So check out that link, please. Tina, if we get some more, please, if you can, give us a progress report while we are on the air. We're going to be on for probably at least another half hour. So hopefully you'll get make your goal by then. Harley Slavic says, for fans of classic pop, there's Harley Slavic and the best of Hall & Oates. Oh yeah, and that's got to be a huge volume there. They had a lot of great music. Douglas Deck, how did you figure out how to pronounce my name correctly? I asked you. I remember a few months ago, because I think I was calling it like Dish. I had a journalism teacher that had a similar spelling to their name. And I thought it was Dacian. And then one day I got tired of it, and I remember I asked you, how do you pronounce your last name? And you very graciously told me that. And I'm grateful you forgot, so I really look smart now. So anyway, Douglas, no, Douglas was easy. I knew how to pronounce Douglas. It's a pretty common name. So anyway, I should have gone for that joke first. And David Atkins and Joe McKeel tagged me in a post. Joe McKeel, thank you, brother. Always a pleasure to be tagged by you, sir. And check out Stupid O'Clock on Facebook and on YouTube. You will be amply rewarded. David Atkins, in my study of so many wrecks and lost treasures, did you know that the amount of lost treasures that did not survive World War II? It disgusted me how some priceless paintings burned in France. That's true. Yeah, and in fact, I think the Nazis at one point were literally holding some works of art hostage to minimize resistance. Saying, if you rise up against us, we're going to destroy this painting, or we're going to smash this statue. Plus, we are missing a number of artifacts, such as the Spear of Longinus. And my conspiracy theory and paranormal friends are probably perking up. For those of you who don't know, Longinus was the Roman centurion who has been immortalized because he is the man who speared Jesus Christ in his side after his crucifixion. And as the story goes, water poured out of the wound, upon which Longinus instantly converted to, I guess it would be Judaism or Christianity, I guess. But anyway, he found God. And the legend has it that the spear he used to pierce the side of Christ, as well as the nails from the hands and feet of Jesus Christ, were then bound together on this spear. And the spear is said to hold magical energies, that it brings prosperity to those who use it. If you use it in violence, you will have success up to a point. But if you lose the spear, you lose your momentum and then some. And the legend has it that Napoleon had the spear, and then he lost it, and thus we had Elba. And that Hitler had it up till that. Hitler was very much into the paranormal, and that was one of a number of paranormal artifacts that he located and had brought back to Berlin. But sometime in 1943, the spear was either stolen or misplaced, and oddly enough, that's about the time the Nazi putsch began to lose momentum. And there was an assassination attempt against Hitler, and you know the rest of the story. The Human Torch burned him in his underground bunker, and lying with his last breath, Hitler told his right-hand man to tell the world that he committed suicide. It's in Young Men number 24. You can check it out. It's true. And good happy sunshining morning to my sunshine there, Kathy Jackson. Kathy, I love you. How you doing, sweetheart? Hope you and the family are well. Loving the pictures from the newly installed freshman. And good morning, Kathy. Rick Bradley says, and Kathy Jackson has books on Amazon. Please check them out because they are fantastic. Yours to Love. I love that book. And Jericho's Walls is an amazing book. You don't have to be into romance to like that book a lot. It is a good read. It really is. And it's got a little spice to it. Oh, yeah. We got to have you back on the show sometime, Kathy, on Clever Title Pending. Harley Slavic, do you like Scooby-Doo? Then check out this. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Issue 104. You got to have it. And hugs, my friend. Hugs, darling, to you and Matt and the family. Love you, hon. David Atkins continues from YouTube. Over 300 ships that had valuable contents were sunk in the ship graveyard and have not been recovered and had to be protected by the government because of sea dragging by many trying to pillage it. Yeah, many nations have very strict laws against taking artifacts out of country without permission. And there have been some serious conflicts over it, even to this day. And speaking of serious conflict, I'm going to avert one. Oh yeah, thank you, Cookie. Yes, and this is a little this is really great. Black & Decker makes great coffee makers. This is one now. It looks like it's to scale, but it's actually like it holds 6 cups of fluid, which for my glasses are not these, but the ones I drink from. This is about 2.5 cups of coffee. And it's, the Keurigs are good, but they're not economical. But this one is the happy medium if you just want a little bit of coffee. So definitely, I recommend the Black and Decker, which is, I think the SRP was around $15 at the Mart of Walls. So anyway, check it out. Anyway, one other thing to sponsor my show, damn it. Harley Slavic says, once I quit caffeine, reducing my trans fat intake is next. Yeah, I had to do it. I'm on Lipitor, and I take an obscene amount of fish oil every day. But it took me 10 years, but I finally have my cholesterol under control, and I aim to keep it that way because I want to be around and annoy you people forever. Anyway, David Atkins says, for a random question to everyone here, if you went to the beach and found a bell on the beach, what would you do? The temptation to sell it would be huge, but legal, not so much. It is a hard choice. Well, that is a good point because depending on where you find it, you could be on the hook for some serious criminal charges. But let's say it washed up here on a beach in America, I would confiscate it and then see what I could do to find out its history. And then I would probably sell it eventually, but probably to a museum or a university who will be taking care of it and giving it the love it deserves. But what would you say, guys and gals? Let's throw that question out to you. And Michaela J says, hope you feel better soon, Teresa. I do too. I do too. And somebody that makes me feel better all the time is Eric Hawkins. Good morning to you, Eric. How are you this morning, Eric Hawkins? Go to Indiegogo and you can check out his store where you can purchase the first 2 issues of The Zombiful World of Oz, the best comic book out there. It has taken a lead in my affections. The latest issue is really awesome. If you're a fan of my work, there is a short tale of Dorothy, Gale in the Sanitarium, courtesy of me and my friend Eric. And we are going to be doing some more great projects together. Also, check out Luke Stone's current Indiegogo for the trade paperback of Hybrids, The Sons of Gods. It will have a bunch of bonus material in it. If you picked up the 5 floppies, as we in the trade call it. If you pick up the 5 issues that have come out so far, you will get all of the story and art from those 5 issues, as well as some tie-in books that I didn't know about till fairly recently, originally from Starcross Press, as well as pinups, background stories, art, all kinds of cool stuff. And if he reaches his stretch goal, there's going to be added material, as in new stories. And I can vouch that there is at least one story in there by a certain someone, as well as a certain someone, Mr. Hawkins there. And please check it out. All right. And Eric says, how's the day going, my friend? Let's find out. And good morning. Hope you are well, says Harley Slavic. I love you guys getting along. David Atkins says, lockdown has hurt many. Many notice how bad it has hit people like me. I have a lot who I help, but do not get much help to recharge myself. One reason I get so highs and lows, it still hurts. I hear you, brother. I've suffered through my own recently. I had a bout of depression about a month ago that it's the worst I've had in ages. I mean, it wasn't to the point where Cookie has to hide all the cutlery, but I had about 36 hours where I was just freaking useless. And the thing is, like a lot of my depressions, I can't even remember what triggered it now. I can't remember. No, wait, I do. I do remember. It was a career-based thing, and it was nothing I did, but it was a moment when I received a great deal of disappointment in a potential project. And anyway, that was, without going into detail, I think that was my trigger responding to it. Although in many ways I was glad I did, and right now I am glad I did it. So I think that was it. Anyway, I guess that shows how important it was. Harley Slavic says, do you like Denzel Washington? We currently have 3 films he is on his website on harleyslavic.com. Please check it out. And Rick Bradley, oh my, I remember now, comics, Fright Night, Terminator, Ralph Snart, they had some pretty good comics, and the ones based on movies were really good. Yeah, I loved their Green Hornet by Ron Fortier. That was about as good as comics could get. I think Chuck Dixon wrote some of those for them too. But that was the first time we ever saw professionally the artwork of Alex Ross on Terminator: The Burning Earth, which I still have the floppies on that. And what else? I never cared for Ralph Snart. Never got into that. Fright Night was pretty good. Rust was okay, but Now Comics was an outfit out of Chicago. But unfortunately, at one point, they were more known for the fact that they had run up a bill with its creative staff, as in not paying them to five figures, and then declaring bankruptcy, wiping out the debt, and then the very next month restarting under a new corporate name with a clean slate, with all this extra money. And this was funny because I am still friends with one of the people who got burned. And at the Chicago Comic Con the summer after this event happened, there were a number of people there, of course, being in the Chicago area, who got screwed by the publisher, Tony Caputo. And so what happened was Caputo was supposed to give this hour-long lecture on how brilliant he was and the future of Now Comics. And so he comes around in his three-piece suit. Well, his contributors that got burned organized. And so when Caputo walked into the hall, the first thing he saw were about a dozen people who he knew he had gypped. And they were just looking dead at him, wishing he was the same. And said this unnerved the man so much that he basically gave a 60-minute speech in about 2 minutes, and then literally sprinted out of the room. And was not seen for the rest of the weekend. That was funny. Anyway, John B. Pica says from Facebook, here is a free idea for authors and comic creators to gain fans and increase engagement on Facebook. Run a fan art contest. That's gold. That is gold, my man. Ask fans to submit their original art based on your characters. Let fans vote for their favorite. Offer a cash prize. And if you want to see a great example of it, check it out on the Facebook page for The Impossibilists. Do a search for Impossibilists or follow that link right there. And check it out. That is great, John. I've been watching that. That is good thinking. David Atkins says, no matter how many of us try to help others, and yet we refuse to ask for help because we are embarrassed. We do not want to be shamed for lack of strength, and we don't want to burden others. I don't care if people see what a wuss I am. I really don't. God knows I show you 4 or 5 times a week. But anyway, but I do understand that not wanting to ask for help. Like being a burden, but you just got to know that your friends will not find you a burden, and I have to remind myself of that. That's one thing I'm terrible about. David, at least we know when you're hurting. I remember doing a couple shows during my depression. I'm a good enough actor. I didn't let anyone know. Only Cookie knew. But anyway, that's the way it works sometimes. And I want to say hello to Gerald Bean. Gerald, glad to have you here. And Pops Van Zandt, you know it's a pleasure to have you here, brother. CromCon 6 coming up soon. Check it out. Follow Pops, and he'll let you on that great virtual convention. And Gerald Bean, good to see you here. And if you have something to promote, like a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or a creative project, or a business you own, or someone you don't think gets enough attention, or a charity that is close to your heart, put it in the comments, and we will share it with everyone. Please share this broadcast with others. We also have some Kickstarters, such as the one for Roadkill Rampage, a great horror book by Rodney Fike. That's got less than 4 hours now to go. Please back that. They're only $97 away from their final stretch goal. So the link was left up earlier. So check it out. And hopefully Tina McNary has put the link on my profile page, so you can check that out too. That's worth looking into. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to that coming out because I have pledged to it. And comic shops are failing because they fail to engage fans and create a community. John B. Pica, you nailed it right there. And Randy Zimmerman had a great rant, seriously great rant, about how, and this is and he was claiming that we in the independent community were celebrating the demise of comic shops, and nobody I know is doing that, especially me. Now, I have everything in the world against lazy retailers, the guys who don't clean their stores, the guys who don't know anything but the hot comics as Diamond tells them what they are, or CBR.com. They don't know anything beyond Marvel and DC. The ones who say, well, I'm going to stop carrying DC Comics because then I have to fill out 2 invoices a month. Well, you know what? The power company, and you tell me when the power and the water company send you one combined invoice, and we'll talk about that, Mr. Shop owner who pissed Randy Zimmerman off and now me. It's lazy retailers. And the more lazy retailers we can get out of the comics industry, the better. All right. And Luke Stone had a good story yesterday on wasn't it the Thursday morning, the coffee show, the 9 a.m. one, where he was talking about he had a vendor who was, he had a comics guy just like 3 minutes from his house, and the guy was a total jerk. And so um, Luke starts swinging his support to a shop that was 45 miles away. I've done the same thing. At one point, I lived in Champaign, Illinois. St. Louis, from there was about 3 hour drive. I was picking up my comics and gaming from a store in St. Louis because I didn't want to do business with the shops that were in the town I was living in. Because it's kind of a long story, but basically, one comic, we only had a couple comic shops, and they were both actively trying to, they were just catering to their own crowd, not really reaching out to get anyone else or interested that they get outside business. And we had a gaming store that opened up because there was another gaming store, or actually, no, it was a gaming and comic store that opened up between two people, because one had gotten peeved at the local gaming shop owner, and the other one had gotten peeved at the local comic shop owner. And so they combined forces to put them out of business. And a year and a half later, guess what happened to them? Because they decided to let their friends run the store. And they ran into the ground, robbed and blind. And anyway, but yeah, lazy retailers, yeah, I celebrate when those guys go under. I really do. Because if you aren't willing to put in the hours and the effort to serve your community, which frankly owes you nothing. That's another thing. If you want to peeve me, I've seen so many shop owners say, well, this community owes me. No, they don't. If anything, you owe them. You should have an attitude of gratitude. When you order a book from me or you get it off of Amazon, even if I don't know who you are, you have no idea how grateful I am. You really don't. And people who checked out my sale earlier this summer know how grateful I can be when you support me. So, and I know you Nevermorians are the same way. So yeah, I agree with you completely. You need to, form that community. That's why Comics Cubed in Kokomo, Indiana, I'm so proud of them. I'm going to be there this afternoon talking to Sean about some stuff. They've built a great community there. Check out their show Saturday night at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central Time. And Harley Slavic, smaller companies saved my business big time. Yeah, and small businesses are the backbone of American business. They really are, because that's how they become big businesses eventually. Paul Roof, I decided to write my short story collection as Shutter Horror. If you don't know what that is, ask Brian K. Morris. Yeah, I think he is like me. He remembers the 1930s through the 50s horror pulp magazines, not because we are that old, but we love the golden age. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the golden age of pulps happened long before my parents were kids when that happened. I was just a gleam in the milkman's eye. And but yeah, I love the golden age. In fact, I'm working my flash fiction novel is basically golden age stuff, and I hope everybody will like it. But it's got a modern twist to it that I think people will appreciate. And Molly Daniels, watching us on YouTube, says, good morning from 29 Palms, California. Vegas was awesome. Look for Picks to Go live sometime next week. I look forward to it. Was notified today I'm getting KDP royalty. Think it's all of $1.19. Hey, Molly, there were months, Bloodshot the Coldest Warrior got me 69 cents. And I remember months, and I'm hoping you don't, where, you get that notice from KDP. You have a new report of your earnings, and you go to that report, and it says, you didn't make nothing this month, brother. Well, first of all, they can't say that to you, Molly, because you're not a brother. You was a babe, not a dude. But anyway, and she is a babe. Anyway, Molly, I'm glad you're making something. It's forward progress, and it's part of your goal, right? But it said, but hey, haven't once had since March or April, so I'll take it. Yeah, that's like a soft drink or something at the C store. So yeah, I take it. Anything that moves us forward, Molly. But anyway, congratulations. Seriously, like I said, I've had some lean months too, but I'm finding right now we're doing good. course, we're promoting too. Eric Hawkins says, I reached out to a big time pro artist about a variant cover to issue 3 of the Zombie for World of Oz. I am sure he is out of my price range, but it doesn't hurt to ask, does it? No, you know it doesn't hurt to ask. I can verify that. Fingers crossed. I would love to see him do a cover. Scotty Young? Oh my God, yes. Yes, didn't he do some Oz work a couple years ago for Marvel? Eric, good for you. You know, I tell the story frequently about my buddy Rick Froge, who the key to getting things like that happen is ask. All right. You know, that's how you get me on your podcast. That's how you get Eric Hawkins to do your interior artwork. That's how you get, people to do things for you. And when you are a Nevermorian, people know it. And I tell the story, and I'm not going to say who did what, but I got, Eric did a variant cover for me, and I used it because it was brilliant. He had a great idea, and I insisted on using it. And I reached out to 3 professionals. And I was prepared for 2 of them, at least one of them, maybe 2 of them, to say no. In fact, my budget was kind of hoping one of them would. But what happened was one artist I had kind of shepherded business to his table at a show, the only show we have set up together at. I sent him a great deal of business, and he also, he's done some artwork for me. In fact, here's one of Orko right up here. It's Scoop McMahon. But anyway, he gave me an incredible rate on one of my variant covers. And then another one, I had to come up with a gag. He wanted to work with me, so I had to come up with a gag. And then the third one, who was the one I thought would turn me down cold, said, don't bother me for 2 months. I've got a tight deadline at the end of it. Remind me, and I'll whip that thing out to you in a couple days. And he did. All right. So seriously, ask. You want to say you want a script from Eric Hawkins or me or Dan Johnson, Dan Johnson. Ask. The worst we can do is say no. And the best thing we can do is say, what else can we do to help? That's what Nevermorians is all about. Nick Talker, glad to see you here, brother. Good morning, Nevermorians. I am busily working on, of course, the Hybrids RPG, but also the Strong Sword, the sequel to the Simple Sword, and a new urban fantasy that has been beating me up, forcing my hands up the keyboard. Oh my God, this Nick Talker, report to HR. Nick Talker, report to HR. All right, but check it out on Amazon, author / Nicholas Talker. Oh man, Nick, that makes me happy to see. I'm always glad to hear from you anyway, brother. Hope you and the family are doing well, man. Miss you. Seriously miss you. We gotta have FezCon before the end of the year. And John B. Pike, a castle needs a ballroom with a proscenium arch stage. Ooh, yeah, that's and now, John, would I be, and other people now, would this also be a sign of the relative wealth of the castle owner? Because they might just have like a plain hall and some bedrooms and some tapestries. You gotta have tapestries because that's where you have your secret doors. Libraries, are they into alchemy? An alchemist is going to have like tons of books. Because back in the day, alchemy was actually a course in many major universities. I found this out while researching Sandstein. So yeah, you got to keep in mind the wealth of the owner. How ostentatious do they want to be? Eric Hawkins says, check out the pre-launch page for Otis Stein, not my book, but a friend's. The book is complete and should launch next month on Indiegogo. Check that out. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And if Eric Hawkins is recommending it, then by jingo, I want to see it too. All right, and we are behind in your comments. We are going to try to catch up. In the time we have remaining, Harley Slavic, there are 2 places you can leave reviews for my company, Facebook and Google. Yeah, definitely. If you get some good service from somebody, give them a little thank you by just leaving a review on a social platform. Like if you like my books, please leave me a quick review on Amazon. And it doesn't have to be 5 stars. Believe me, every little bit helps. And every little bit is not little. Harley Slavic, thank you, Brian K. Morris, for giving my company a big break. Well, Harley, thank you for making that company happen. And thank you for all you've done for Rising Tide, brother. Seriously, it works both ways, man. And David Atkins says, if everyone here were to share their social media and more to ask to like and subscribe, it would help. And helping is what Rising Tide is all about. You got that right, David. and help make Brian famous and then yourself. Well, I'll settle for insanely wealthy. I don't need to be famous. Infamous, I got down. Anyway, yeah, but please check out the links that you see here. And if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. We've got some new video coming up soon. We are in the process of putting it together. I'm teaching myself video editing, is what it is. And I hope to have something to show for it next couple of weeks. But yeah, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell, and so you get notifications of when we do new material. And we are going to do that round robin. I've talked about it the other day, and the more I think about it, the more fired up I get. It is going to be I am thinking it may be a private party. So if you want to find out what we're doing, you got to buy the book or something. We're working on it. We're working on it. So anyway, we've got all kinds of great ideas that we're going to implement in the next few months. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, give the Rising Tide page on Facebook a like, and follow our adventures because we got room on the bus for you. Pops and Aunt says shameless plugs to follow. Hey, you got plugs? We got the power strip, buddy. Lay them on us. We got them for CromCon 6, a great virtual convention. And Monday Madness, Tina is covering Blood of Gods, and appreciate you, Tina McHenry. We both do, Pops. She is a darling. And also Kickstarter for Mojo Risen Darkness Rising issue 1, which if you also have pledged to Voodoo Nation by Travis Gibb and Luke Stone, please check it out, because one of the variant covers links to a variant cover by Pops on Mojo Risen, which I think is a brilliant idea, you guys. I'm stealing it. Anyway, thank you very much, and we appreciate you too, Pops. We really do, brother. And finally, the future of crowdfunding at indiecrowdfund.com. Check it out. Coming soon. Pops, keep me posted on that, would you please? I would appreciate it. John B. Pica says, great show this AM. Well, thank you for helping making it so, brother. Gotta run. Oh, wait a minute. Mosino Giannulli gets 5 months in prison under a plea deal in the college admissions scandals. Yes, that's Lori Laughlin's husband. And recent, as we are taping this, recent admissions find out that their daughters knew about it despite earlier denials. So anyway, that is in the news, but we don't care about that because we're talking comics and media and all kinds of crowdfunding and all the important stuff. But anyway, thank you, John B. Pica. Appreciate you, man. I have a 10 a.m. appointment. Catch you on the flip side. The flip side is where the action is, John B. Pica. Check it out. John B. Pica on Amazon. John B. Pica on Patreon. Go to johnpica.com for all of his media outlets, and please support John B. Pica because he's great, especially his Patreon page. I'm hearing the plans. I'm excited. I'm not as excited as some people.
So let's go.
Ooh.
Oh.
My nippies got hard.
Yeah, I am. I lied. I am that excited. Anyway, but yeah, check it out, please. Check out the work of John B. Pica. He's amazing. Have a great weekend, my friend. David Atkins continues from YouTube. And writing, it gets frustrating. I wish to only write stories, but without marketing, it is pointless. I hate marketing myself. Bleh. Seriously, bleh. Hate bragging because people will find fault. You know what? I figure if I don't brag about myself, David, who the heck is gonna? And if you make it fun, look at Stan Lee. In fact, I figured out Stan Lee fairly recently. If you hear him talk about Marvel Comics is brilliant. You gotta be buying Marvel Comics. We got such great ideas. You'll love what Rascally Roy and Jaunty Johnny and Groovy Gary and all the Marvel guys are up to. They are putting out the best comics. Despite what Not Brand X says, they are putting out the best comics in the industry. Now, my own writing, yeah, it's all right, okay. But let's talk about King Kirby. He is the king for a reason, and yeah, he lets me put my words in there, and it's really nice of him. I'm really holding the guy back. But anyway, please check out Spider-Man. If you've seen Jazzy Johnny Ramita's artwork this month, can that guy draw pretty girls or what? Yeah, I put a couple words in there. But yeah, Sturdy Steve Ditko, he's the man. He's always self-effacing, but his collaborators got the praise. I've noticed that about him. And Jeffrey Hayes says, Brian, you know too much about the spear. Agents will be contacting you soon. Yeah. That explains, Jeffrey. That probably explains all the black helicopters outside, right? Oh, yes, and all those people, getting on my Wi-Fi. Get off, NSA. Get off. And if they're monitoring some of what I'm watching on the Wi-Fi, that's just what they're doing. Anyway, Nick Tockard says there are so. Let's see, so amazing channels of modern adventurers who dive rivers for treasure as they clean the trash from the bottom. Hey, it helps the ecology. It helps the treasure hunters. It's a win for everyone. Brian, says David Atkins, what? A pirate's life is about piercing hulls, tearing sheets off masts, breaking men's swords, and pillaging a woman of her valuables. Is that what we're calling it now? Love, walking the plank, getting wet, and coming up for air. Oh, dear God. Meredith Logren, where are you? So, are we going to have to get this out? Oh, wait, so we got to take off your comment so you get the appropriate. There we go. Ban hammer time. No, not for David. We are not going to ban him. We love him. Anyway, check that out. We've loaded some other things, and if you don't like it, I sense butthurt. Anyway, drank, hoping people enjoy the fun I get from wordplay. We do, you naughty boy, you come over here and get your spanking, young man. 4th time today. And Pops Van Zandt, the madness is there for networking, promotion, and all help of all kinds. You are rising tide, Pops. I can't think of too many kinder things I can say about somebody, but I'm glad we're friends. I seriously am. And is that Gerald Bean? It is that Gerald Bean. That's who says he's on here. Gerald, we're glad to see you, brother. And Gordon Kessler, have an amazing day, all. GKISpy.com. You'll have an amazing day reading the amazing work of Gordon Kessler. Glad to see you here, guy. Hope you're having a great summer. Or as great as anyone can have it. Sorry, I have to get to writing, says David Atkins. I am so excited about the traps I get to put in my castle. I am pushing to possibly getting with filmmakers for this one. Should be exciting. Well, good for you, David. David, I hope you have a great weekend, my friend. Pops Van Zandt has indiecrowdfund.com. Just check it out. I'm going to write that down. indiecrowdfund.com. Okay. All right. We will check that out, Pops. Thank you for sharing it with us. I really appreciate it. And David Atkins, everyone make this weekend great. Get someone to smile and let it spread. Love, forgive, cherish others, and be glad for each breath. Your time and heart are important. You're important to me and others as you are to us, David. David, rise above, my man. Rise above. Keep on rising. You have a great one. And Juan Posette. Hey, Brian, is that an open StreamYard? Can we join in and say hi? Well, you are right now. Juan, we don't, the morning show, we don't normally let people on. We're going to be doing some shows where we are going to be allowing audience participation, if you will. But we're glad to see you on Facebook, on YouTube, where you get the superior picture and sound quality. But anyway, Juan, we're glad to have you here. Please subscribe and like the channel, all right? We'll make that, that's how you get on here. You say nice words to me. You subscribe and like my YouTube channel and send me $50. No, wait, Juan. We are going to be planning some stuff. We're going to do some stuff to change up some things around here soon. So anyway, it could be, but you're here right now, and we are grateful to have you. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central Time. And also Tuesday nights, we have a show called Clever Title Pending, where we talk about creativity and the business behind it, where we have artists, writers, publishers, all kinds of groovy people. And we had a great show last Tuesday with Jen Thompson of Neil Leaf Press and also the Indie Author Book Expo out of the Iowa area and her plans. And we made her cry a couple times. It was really great. We had a good show. And this coming Tuesday, we will have Jason Nugent, the USA Today bestselling author and a buddy of mine. And we expect you to bring your questions to the man. So anyway, Juan, glad to have you here. Hope you come back soon. And every time, in fact. Anyway, Joe McKeel says, buying local keeps money in your area. If everyone spent 2 weeks buying everything from a local retailer would boost the economy of the area tremendously. Sort of like that rising tide thing you do. Oh, yeah. I saw what you did there, Joe. That's true. And that's why, I'll even spend a couple dollars extra if it benefits a local vendor. I really will. And I think more of us should consider doing that. And I know I'm behind on comments. Let's try to catch up. Nick Tockert says, my favorite bad comic / game retailer story was the shop where I used to live, who not only wouldn't acknowledge women ever coming up to the register, but actually scolded me for regularly buying off the clearance rack. Quote, aren't you ever going to buy stuff at full price? Unquote. I would always try to buy something as a support of the small business, but dang, that stung. Nick, I know what you mean. I've been in places like that, and usually for the last time. Well, I remember, that's why I'm so, you think about women. I remember one time, the comic shop is a great place for people to congregate and have conversation, right, Joe McKeel? Just like conventions. Well, one day, there were a bunch of us talking, and we had a lady come in through the front door and start looking at comics. And I'm like, thank goodness, it's about time. We were always glad to have, basically demographics who are underrepresented show an interest in comics, and we always tried to nurture that, which is why we were one of the first shops in downstate Illinois to carry ElfQuest, because ladies like that, because it was great fantasy, really brilliant fantasy by Richard and Wendy Peeney. But anyway, this one woman came in, and one person broke off from our group to walk over to this woman. We all heard the conversation where he's saying, you really shouldn't be in here. This is a guy's store. You won't find anything here you'll be interested in. And I walked over there, and I did the only thing I could do. I threw the guy out. I said, don't come back here. Until you change your attitude, don't come back. And I apologized to her, and she became a customer, all right, and a friend, which is even better. So anyway, yeah, I feel your pain there, Nick. And that's the kind of shop that I would be glad to say, see that for rent sign in their window. I really would. But there are some shops where they work their butts off to create a welcome environment for all people, regardless of background or demographic. And those are the shops we need to encourage, whether it's gaming or comics or food or what have you. Kathy Jackson, these last few weeks have been crazy. 2 kids starting college and 1 starting high school. Oh, man, I agree. Plus, working with 7 Star Press for my 6 novels completed story. Min Eurosian, right? Eurosian? I'm mispronouncing it, Kathy. You'll have to school me sometime. Anyway, each novel will have a different title. Matthew Madkel Jackson and I are working on the titles now. Life is so good, Kathy. I'm so glad you're doing that. And I'm glad you signed with 7 Star. I really am. I love those guys and gals there. And also, speaking of which, the Imaginarium book show didn't come off this year in the physical sense because of the My Sharona Miley Cyrus, but they're going to be doing a virtual con later in September, I believe. And someone has just been announced as a special guest. You know what I'm saying? Special guest, people. Oh, yeah. Drinking it up. So, yeah, anyway, we'll have more information on it later on. Please support these virtual conventions, because right now that's what we got, okay? And Rick Bradley says, I remember a comic store when I was a teenager in Harrisburg. It was run by a father and his 2 sons. The father and one son was pretty smart about running the business and ordered what people wanted. The other brother would order collector Barbies and NASCAR stuff. Well, if he's got a market for it, I say go for it, right? It's good to diversify your income streams, but just the same, yeah. And I've been in some pretty crappy stores. I was in one store in Kankakee, Illinois, that was downtown, and I'm not saying it was small, but it was small. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. There were 5 of us in the group of customers going in, but the store was so small. How small was it, Brian? It was so small that when 2 people went in, the store owner had to come outside on the sidewalk and tell us to wait until we could get our turn in. And I said, I'm not even bothering, man. At the time I was big enough that all of them would have to have stayed out of there. But yeah, I'm just as happy to see the lesser lights find another occupation. Rick Radley said the dad and smart brother sold their shares to the not so smart brother because they were tired of running the business with him, and he ran into the ground. The people he had watching the store basically took what they wanted. It was a shame. Yeah, and I know of another store and I won't say where because that might betray where where the store was, but it was somebody who portrayed himself as a super gaming fan, and he got in with somebody who was spending his trust fund money on a gaming shop in the heart of Campus Town in the University of Illinois, and the guy was the buyer, and the store went under like 4 months after he got there. Then he got a job with another regular store that was basically like fish, aquariums and radio control stuff, but had just gotten into gaming, particularly Magic cards. And they went out of business about a year after this guy got a job. And then he got his own store with a partner. And they had to sell the store after about a year or two. And then a friend of mine who bought that last business revealed that he got a look at the books, and turned out that this one jerk was basically buying stuff, and he would order stuff for himself and he'd sell it to himself at the cost. And in some of the other instances, he would be in charge of buying, and before the owner could see what was going on, he would go through all the packets and look for the rare and the rare chase cards in the Magic sets, and then sell them off site. The one store that went under had like tens of thousands of dollars worth of Magic cards, all commons, just left in a in a corner of the storeroom. So yeah, so there are some black hat dealers out there, that's for sure. And Douglas Deck says, MailChimp, and there is some sci-fi for you. Check that out. I'm going to check that out myself, Douglas. Thank you for sharing that, my man. And tonight on the Historical Fencing Guild with Nick Tockert, Nicholas Anthony Tockert to his friends, I will be discussing by request the lovely Cindy Kep, who has a lovely newsletter at ckoepp.com. Check it out. Best weapons for fighting from Griffin back. Ooh, if I'm home in time, I'm going to watch that. And happy Friday to Cindy Kep. Wow, we were just talking about you, sweetie. And remember, smile. It's Friday. So anyway, Cindy, glad you're here. Check out CKOEPP for the best one of the best websites by any author I've been on, and as well, you can sign up for her monthly newsletter, which is really a great read. And probably we're looking at the new issue coming out next week, right? And minimal swashbuckling, but fun reading at Smashwords with Brian K. Moore. So thank you, Cindy. Please check out my Smashwords account. We have positive stuff, some scary stuff, and some funny stuff in the form of books without pictures. And just as much fun on Amazon. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. Cindy Kep is a wonderful friend. And Cindy is working on a project right now I've been giving her minimal help with, probably more obstruction than anything, but it's going to be fantastic. Check out her latest book, also, Animal Eye, available on Amazon and from bearpublications.com. You will love it, because we love her. And got a question for everyone, says Bill Sarden. As you know, I do the Saturday morning Sunshine Cartoons Marathon every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time in the Everyday is Saturday Facebook group. What classic cartoons would you like to see shown there? Ooh, please answer his question. Of course, I want the really obscure stuff like the old Hercules, I think it is, where he had the belt and he had to tight cinch it up to activate his powers, and stuff like that. And Juan says, "All right, I have a question for you. Why the Fez? Why not the Fez? Do you watch Doctor Who? Fezes are cool. Bow ties are cool. I'm a Doctor Who fan. That's why the Fez. And plus, it's part of my branding. I am not a Shriner. I am not from any demographic that requires a Fez to be worn, and I don't want Vlad Tepes nailing it to my skull. That's very important. But no, I like the Fez. It's a distinctive look, and Fezes are cool. That's all the reason I need one. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. And you can ask me anything on here. If I don't want to answer it, I'll tell you. But everyone knows I'm an open book that probably should be shut every now and then. And Harley Slavic, I'm back. I agree with what David said. Well, thank you, Harley. I appreciate that. I'm glad we're all on the same page. And Harley Slavic, if all goes well, I will be in a sci-fi movie as an extra. Oh, that's fantastic. That is great. That is great. And Jessica Johnson, errands to take care of. Everyone have a super fantastic weekend. Love and hugs to you and Cookie. Love and hugs back to you and the family, Jessica. You have a great day. And enjoy yourself. I hope you have a super one. And there he is finally. Sorry, Brian. Present. There he is. And how small was it, Brian? The Morris Monster. It is never small. The Morris Monster is mighty. It is huge. It is taking up a lot of space. Would you like to know more, Christian? No, I don't think so. I think he's heard enough. Anyway, Christian, we're glad you're here. And if you love Christian Basil, and you should, and how small is it, Brian? Okay, we went through that. We're not going to admit to nothing. But if you love things that are big, and you love information, and if you love Doctor Who, I've got just the show for you.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
You caught me. You caught me. Anyway, next is Harley Slavic from Facebook saying, what I'm trying to do is keep my views to myself as a store owner. I wish more people did. I find it difficult to do sometimes. But also do not believe in the customer is always right. I used to and get taken advantage of. Now I'm trying to be honest yet strict. Yeah, and the thing is, most customers are lovely. I love my audience. I really do. I love my audience. I love the people that buy my books. Every now, but you get that one person out of 1,000, and that's the guy that grinds your gears, and you can't forget him. Peter David, the great writer Peter David, once said in an interview, said, if I don't recognize you at a convention, if I only see you like once or twice every few years, and I don't recognize you, it's just that he has the kind of mind that he recognizes people who have screwed him over or annoyed him to a large degree. He says, so if I don't recognize you, consider that a compliment that I haven't filed you in my memory bank as somebody that's a pain in my butt. So anyway, Pops Van Zandt has a Kickstarter there for The Blood of Gods. Only $23 away. Tina McHenry, thank you very much. And thank you, Pops Van Zandt. Listen, we still got a few minutes to go. We've got to catch up on your comments, but please check out that Kickstarter. $23 away from Tina McHenry and Rodney Fike hitting their last stretch goal. Folks, please, while you're listening to me, check out that link and please pledge to it. Even $1 helps them, or share their message on your page so that your friends can get in on it. There's only like about 3 hours left on that. Okay, so let's get them over the top here and tell Tina I am taking full credit for it. Anyway, and thank you, Pops, for sharing that. Cindy kept one of the comic shops I went to when I was in high school. The owner gave me some major side eye whenever I came in, unless my stepdad or boyfriend was with me. Now that is infuriating. There is enough room in that hobby, any hobby, for everyone. All right, as long as you're not a jerk, and the thing is, I was really, really grateful because back in the 80s, when we started getting females into the shop, I started dating again because that was the only place I went that would, that had females, and we already shared the interest in comics. So yeah, it's like, in fact, Cookie and I shared an interest in comics, and that's how we got together, pretty much. Long story short, between gaming and comic books, I had a very vigorous dating life at one point, so tying this wild stallion down, and I'm not talking about Bill and Ted, it took quite a feat on Cookie's part. She bribed my mom. Anyway, Rick Bradley got some things to get done today. Everyone take care and stay creative. Rick Bradley, thank you for being here, brother. Good to have you. Thank you for your contributions today. And as always, you take care of yourself, brother. Serious, glad to have you here. And like Rick or Morty, well, Harley Slavic can fix you up with the original soundtrack on vinyl. Check it out at harleyslavic.com. And Cindy Kemp says, what? My project wouldn't be half as cool without your help. Oh, Cindy, you are bringing the cool. You are bringing it by the wheelbarrow full, okay? You're off to a super start. And see, Cindy agrees with me. Fezzes are cool. And so are bow ties, and so are super long multicolored scarves. You had to see her. She cosplays as Ingrid Oliver from Doctor Who. And I'm blanking out on names, so we know the show would better come to an end soon. And Harley Slavic says we also have the soundtrack to A Charlie Brown Christmas on vinyl from HarleySlavic.com. You want that. And Boo Hiss, 15 minutes sure flies. I'll catch up with you later. And we're 4 minutes away from that. In the meantime, you need to check out Nick Tockert's broadcast tonight. Support your local swordmaster. Yes, and it's a great show. The Historical Fencing Guild. If you're a writer and you are interested in swordplay, it's a great resource. And check out his books too. And check out Cindy Kep's book at go to CKOEPP.com. The PP is very important. And anyway, you will get to read one of the coolest websites out there and sign up for the best free monthly newsletter. It should probably be coming out next week. Cindy, thank you for being here. Mwah. You have a great weekend. I'll be talking to you soon. And Harley Slavic, the 60s Superman cartoon is one I would like to see. Oh, those were great with Bud Collyer and Joan Alexander and the guy who was the announcer from the original. Anyway, those are great. Those seriously were. And Nick Tucker says, we all know Brian K. Morris is a cultist of Dread Lord Unpronounceable. That's true. The demon lords that I serve all have names of 57 letters minimum with only one vowel. And every other letter is followed by an apostrophe or a dash. Anyway, thank you for acknowledging the Dark Lords that swim beneath the waves, and your reward will be coming in their wrath and terror. Anyway, Harley Slavic, also Space Ghost. Ooh, Space Ghost, beautiful Alex Toth designs. Oh yeah. Also later Super Friends. The scripts got a lot better and a lot more mature on the Legend of the Super Friends show. That's a good one. Joe McHale, if you think hashtag Dino Porn is bad, no, we like hashtag Dino Porn. Just do a spell check before Googling images of grandfather clocks. Oh dear God. I think I can anticipate what our reaction will be. Yeah, that one. That's one where our friend Christian looked up dino porn, and it was not a happy moment for him. So yeah, don't look that up until I do. Anyway, Pops Van Sant. No, it is Eric Dominguez. I am mispronouncing that, Pops, and please, Eric, please forgive me. I am sorry. Book 23 from Funded. Oh, cool. Oh, excellent. I hope that's good news. And Tina is helping. Yes, she is. Tina's Rodney better buy her dinner several times because she has been such an integral part of his success. Seriously. And I'm not saying that just because. I'm just saying it just because it's true. Tina has worked relentlessly to get the word out, and I'm proud of that gal. So we're $23 away from Roadkill Rampage being fully funded. Let's please take a moment and check that book out, please. All right. Speaking of Space Ghost, you can buy the figure from Figures Toy Companies from HarleySlavic.com. Who would know? And Christian Basil says from YouTube, long story short, there's that Morris monster again. Well, it's only short right now, but then you showed up. And Jeffrey Hayes says, Harley Slavic, do you take PayPal? And I think he gives it back when he's done. And Osgood, thank you, Christian Basil. I knew that if you didn't know it, Cindy Kep would. Yes, Osgood. Yes, I should remember that. You know, when I get tired, I get this weird aphasia, and I lose names, though. I lose names, not necessarily English words. But Jeffrey Hayes, Harley Slavic, do you take PayPal? Yes, he should. He better. Pops Van Zant, Indiegogo, the blood of God's number one. Thank you, Pops. Keep those links a-coming. And good morning, Uncle Brian. Professor Mark Learned, it is a pleasure to see you as always. Hope you and the family are doing well. Good to see you. Love the graphics and the picture you sent me the other day. I haven't had a chance. I didn't take the chance to thank you for that. Anyway, Mark is my oldest friend on this planet. I love him to death. And I drink kofefe in your honor. Hope all is well, man. Gotta talk to you sometime. I missed you, man. And Nick Tucker says, I have to get running before getting things going at the Earl Park Public Library, which, by the way, has donate what you want pricing on our book sale. So come on down. Ooh. Oh, if I weren't heading for Kokomo today, man, I'd be over there. Anyway, Pops, but anyway, check out and please support your local public library. Last year, public libraries got more visits from people than movie theaters. And we're talking about the summer of the Avengers Endgame. So check out your public library and support it. It is your best resource for information and learning and all kinds of cool stuff. It is not Rodney's book. Tina is helping us right now. Oh, cool. You got the power of the power couple there, Pops. Cool. And not Roadkill. That one is over. Well, she said that. Well, who was it? Said that was, we still had a couple hours. Well, anyway, I thought she said it was. Well, anyway, go pledge for it anyway. Pledge what Pops Van Zandt tells you to do. He's more on this than I am, apparently. And Kickstarter, Blood of Gods #1. We are talking about Blood of Gods. $23 from that being funded. Please check that out. I haven't seen it. I haven't checked that out yet. I need to do that. And Jeffrey Hayes, sorry I posted that twice. Just wanted to see if you were awake. We are running on fumes right now, Jeffrey. In fact, we're running on empty, just like Jackson Brown. Why can't I remember his name and not Osgood? But anyway, we are nearing the end of the show because we done caught up with your comments because you're awesome. So yeah, Jeffrey, I need to be kept online. If Charles Milhouse hasn't warned you about me yet, the man has been derelict in his duties as a friend. Oh, but I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad all of you are here, frankly. It's been a great morning, and 3 hours left on that. Okay, then I did have it right. Yeah, check out the stuff. Check all of Pops Van Zandt's links. How's that, Pops? How's that? All right, now I got it right. Harley Slavic, if you like the movies John Wayne, then check out this film here for the Hellfighters. That's a great film about oil, loosely based on the life of Red Adair. That is a great film, great action film. And Harley, you had a question earlier. Please get with Jeffrey Hayes about whether you take PayPal or not. Please answer that before the end of the show, if you would, please. And trying to get Eric over the hump, says Pops Van Zandt. Pops, you should not mention hump around me or Christian Basil. Okay, just saying. You should know better than that. That is highly irresponsible. And speaking of people who are the opposite and are very responsible, Jen Thompson, thank you for joining us. Glad to see you here. Check out Clever Title Pending from last Tuesday night. You're going to see that darling lady on here getting interviewed, and she is an inspiration. I'm not trying to make you cry, Jen, but she is a great inspiration to many of us and does a lot for the creative community that she doesn't get anywhere near enough credit for. So please, please, please show her some love. Check out neoleafpress.com and definitely check out last Tuesday night's Clever Title Pending, because she is good. And she is wonderful, and I love her. And Harley Slavic says we are also selling She Wore a Yellow Ribbon at harleyslavic.com. Check it out on DVD. And Hump Meat is good. Oh, God. And Christian you're going to set Christian off. I'm telling you, Pops, you're not doing us any favors. And and let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's move that. And Christy Shin says Camel is good. Oh, I've never had Camel. And hi, Christy Shin. How you doing? Been following you and your escapades. Wonderful, wonderful creator. But I've never had Camel. I've had a lot of like alligator and things like that. Buffalo. Fresh buffalo meat is really good. It's kind of like a little less sweet hamburger, like ground beef. But unfortunately, you don't want to be standing downwind of me. It does not agree with my digestive system. You just saying, I should be like, put up for crimes, because gas attacks are illegal under the Geneva Convention. And Phil Thompson says, we'll start the book Imagination Process in October. Yes. That is great, Phil. Thank you for sharing that with us, man. You are kicking booty. It is good to see. And so anyway, let's see. Oh, Joe McKeel's got to run, doing some research on a secret project that he's just now told us about. Some secret. Thank you. Anyway, and Christy Shin's following me. Thank you, Christy. Mwah. I love you. I love your work. I really do. It's got so much energy and so much passion. It is fantastic. Thank you for following me. I do appreciate it. And anyway, Joe's got to run. So anyway, tomorrow night's, please check out Stupid O'Clock on Facebook, also on YouTube. It's a great show and endorsement verified. Excellent. Thank you, Pops. Keep us honest, Pops. Keep us honest. So anyway, check out Stupid O'Clock. It's a great show. And tomorrow night, if you want to get two of them in, you want to also watch Phil Lockler's show, Demon Nation. I will be on it tomorrow night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That's 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night on Demon Phil's YouTube and Facebook pages. So please check it out. I'm really flattered to be there. I really am. I really respect him. As I respect a lot of you, what you do, and I wish I did it half as well as y'all do. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. And let's see. I think that's all the program notes I've got. But like I said, this coming Tuesday, Clever Title Pending, our interview show is going to have Jason Nugent, the USA Today best-selling author, and he's going to share his secrets with us, whether he knows it or not. And and we're just going to have a good time. So please bring your questions. This is a man that's really made some real fast strides in the last few years since I've known him. And if he's got some wisdom, you ought to bring a pen and paper because he's going to be sharing, I promise. And he'll be ready to take your questions. Oh, we are the boys of Chorus. We hope you like the show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go. Bye, con dias, amigos. Bill Sarn, brother, thank you for being here. Hasta la vista to you, my friend. And bam! Funded! Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you all. Thank you, Pops Van Zandt, for letting us know. And thank you, Nevermorians, for contributing to the cause. You guys rock, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Pops. And thank you to Tina McHenry for sharing the stuff with us. And thank you again, Nevermorians, for helping creativity flourish, man. A lot of people, when the Peter pandemic started, just started laying down their pencils, pushing themselves away from the keyboards and saying, well, I'm going to wait till times are better. Well, you know what? Why waste a good crisis, as Winston Churchill used to say. It's like, instead the rest of us said, you know what? The world needs entertaining. I'm not putting down my pencil. I'm not stopping typing. I'm doubling down. And that's what you guys do. And also you compliment it if you don't, you support other people who do. And that counts for a lot. You share the messages, you get the word out, you help me get the word out, and I appreciate that too. Thank you very much, Pops Van Zandt. Again, thank you, Tina McHenry. Congratulations to getting that funded. And Jeffrey Hayes just got a PM from Harley Slavic, and congrats from Harley Slavic, and congrats from me and all the Nevermorians. I'm sure I speak for you all. So with that, I don't know how we're going to get the show to be any better. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sign off for the weekend. Again, don't forget, I'll be on with Demon Phil Lockler tomorrow night at 11 p.m. on his channel. Please do a search. We'll be sharing that on our page if we can. And also, I'm just excited. I'm just so excited by this Pops, man. Oh man. Way to share the information. So anyway, Clever Title Pending will have Jason Nugent, USA Today best-selling author, on Tuesday night, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be great. And Eric, it's funded, bro. Oh yeah, man. Start popping them champagne corks. Way to go. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to take off because we've got a busy afternoon planned. We've got to be doing some networking today, and we got to get Cookie lunch. You know how that goes. And she brought me coffee, so the least I can do is help her get lunch together, right? It's only fair. So anyway, folks, thank you all for a week of great programming. You guys are what makes this show, okay? I am merely the facilitator. One more message here. Take care and do not forget to check out harleyslavic.com. You don't just support my business, but you support companies that make what we sell. That's true. It's a kind of a ripple effect. And when you help somebody on the lower level, he's getting his products from somebody, you're helping them too. So you're helping a lot of people with your support. And your support doesn't have to be just financial, but it could be just sharing the message. It could be sharing the post. It could be sending just $1 to a crowdfunding campaign, because then they're $1 closer. All right. So, and it counts. It all counts. So again, thank you all for being here. And it hasn't been this today. It's been a really good show because of you guys and gals, all right? And I appreciate you all. I really do. And Batman does too. And he thinks it's a great idea. And Superman thinks, yeah, great idea. Am I wrong? All right. So anyway, thank you all for being here. We're going to have some extra messages. Oh, yeah. At the end of the show, we're going to have a couple ads. We hope you'll take advantage of them. I've got books for sale on Amazon. Please check them out. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Be sure to check out our website, right here, risingtide.com. Risingtide.pub. We do not have the .com. We wanted the .pub, and we got it. Anyway, check out our risingtide.pub web page. You can subscribe to our free monthly newsletter. The next one will be going out in September 1st. And every month I'll be listing what's going on with Rising Tide Publications and myself. My personal appearance schedule. We've got a show in October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Big River Comic Con in Hannibal, Missouri, brcchannibal.com. Check it out. We also have guest editorials, as well as some occasional book discounts and special offers and secret links. And we've been turning people on to the joys of marble racing. You got to check that out. But we also try to provide motivation, education, and inspiration on a monthly basis, which is what this show is about, too. And we have the secret links and quotes that are sure to delight you. There's a lot to read, so please sign up for our newsletter if you would, please. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel and ring that bell so you'll be notified of all future appearances. And we do shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. That's Nevermind the Furthermore, and Clever Title Pending Tuesday nights at 8 all times Eastern. You can see what your fellow creators are up to. Also, sign up for the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook. We have new material 3 or 4 times daily. And in closing, this is me. Let me get to the right page here, right area. All right, well, we've got to do this. There we go. My signs have come back. Yay! I don't know why they go away, but they do, darn them. Anyway, folks, thank you for being here. We appreciate you all. And as always, I want to remind you to stay smart, stay safe, wash your damn hands, and never apologize for being awesome, because that's just what you are. This is Brian K. Morris for everyone here at Rising Tide Publications. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend, and take care of yourself and each other.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Ooh, that made my nibbies hard.